Hey, what's up, fam? Okay, now we have the matches set up and prepared for the last portions of this arc for Black Clover. As it has been the longest arc in the series. It's taken up what, like a third now of the entire series, and it's getting pretty heavy now. And I'm wondering how long until my cat ruins this video, but it's even more hype than I wanted to go about for this. And it isn't just for I was right in some areas, it's what I was not right about that I'm more excited about. So it starts out them going inside of the Shadow Palace. Asta is blessed from the gods above by getting a nice chest of mimosa directly in, and then nicely being healed up afterwards. I'm hoping that he's able to use his anti magic form at least once from the heal of being recovered, and the only reason that Mimosa really healed him to that point is because she landed on him and put them big titties in his face. I'll be perfectly happy with that kind of resolution and humor, kind of setting it up for that. But it definitely led up to what I was hoping Asta's fight would be. Now, once Mimosa uses her guidepost, you see the shape of the construct they're in, and actually it reminds me of what is it, Digimon Frontier when they were in. I don't remember the name of it, but it was a similar name. It was the Mirror Digimon, his Beast Spirit form, and they fought inside of the same thing. I don't what is it from the Cabal or something that whole kind of idea that shape. I'd have to look it up, but we're gonna be going through just straight boss fights again. It's gonna be pretty interesting to see how some of these go about because it started out, okay, Asta and Mimosa against the what's it, Leela, the elf possessing Ril's body, and this was one that I suspected was gonna be going because out of all the characters, it would be all the ones that get brought back for sure for a following and future arc. Rill is one of the most ones just because like in the last arc in the Royal Knights exam, the Royal Magic Knight exam, he was made relevant. We got some stuff put on his backstory. He's friends with Astia about the same age. He's only a little bit older, and you get some nice chemistry with him and the other characters. But I'm hoping Yuno shows up and we get a slight rematch of, even though it's not going to be real inside, in control, it will be of that whole painting magic, amped up with also amped up, going against, just settling things from where it kind of left off in the during the exams, and I think that'll be. I'm hoping that goes down. I've gotten, I think, everything that I've required in this arc. I think the only thing left I could really the only thing I really require is Zora to get a straight one-on-one. I mean, but then again, his is all strategy and setup, so I guess it wouldn't be that set with him. I don't know. We'll figure things out, but this the level of preparation already that Leela had with these paintings. You have like a lot of crazy stuff. You have a volcano that's like shooting out eyes. You have this big creepy faced cloud. These tree monsters. These big cyclopses coming out. Just a big mess of painted monstrosities that now Asta's gonna have to deal with. And then leaning over, we have Noelle, who's by herself going against Fauna. It's weird that the human and elf were both named Fauna. I don't know. I was kind of like reading it and I was wondering like as it got there, I'm like, oh, it's Fauna, and I felt like that wasn't her name. Went back and checked, and apparently it is, but I don't know. I guess it's not impossible. And that matchup is going to be interesting because we don't know exactly what level the brought back Fauna and Vito's bodies are capable of. If it's the same, they're going to have the same output level, but at this point they just have younger bodies. And it's going to be different for Fauna because she doesn't have Salamander, so she's going to be drastically brought down. So if Noelle's able to pull up a win with her Valkyrie dress, then definitely much more okay than if she had Salamander. If this was the matchup decided like a long time ago, it makes sense why she lost Salamander just from the writer, like Tabata's not gonna put her against like that plus having Salamander and somehow Noelle beating her. That's crazy. But here we have now, even though she's going to be stronger than Noelle, she's got the Noelle's got the element advantage with water versus fire, so that's going to be her whole up in this. But where the chapter set up the most interesting fight, we have Vito and Leona. So we're gonna get the wild the wild cards, the crazy ass people on both teams. We got animal versus animal, and that's going to be probably the most exciting fight for me out of this. This could be, and I don't know. I think it might end up being my favorite of the series. Just predicting how it could go because it's definitely not going to be a one-sided on either side. Because otherwise there would be no point in bringing back Vito just to have him get stomped. But this is full elf Vito, so even though maybe his proportion would be weaker if he was a human or if he had his full body before and got full elfed, but this is a younger body, but he is a full elf. And it actually voids out any confusion of, say, before when Marileona was beating Raya, but that was while he was, in the human form. And now, we saw when he got his elf body back, it was a whole different story. So, him being much weaker than what he would be if he had his full body back is it could be considerable, but here if a younger version is still comparable to Marileona, who is the strongest captain, it's going to be a pretty interesting fight. I don't think that Tabata is going to disappoint with that match right there. But leading up to the last one that we got is both kind of hype and explanation around the character. We had Kaiser, who replaced Goldry as the captain of the Purple Orcas, and we get this a little bit of information here on his character. Obviously, this is the elf possessing him, but Kaiser as a character is that he is known as the kingdom's ultimate shield. So I'm wondering why, if he's such a big deal, he wasn't captain. Maybe he was the captain of that whole area before Goldry took over and he retired, and it's like, well, you got to come back. Came out of retirement before they could get a new captain. But now we're going to get to see high offense versus high defense, and that one's going to be pretty interesting fight just to see what exactly this guy's defensive capabilities are going to be, because you already have Mars, who has diamond magic, and it's going to be, if you went by normal standards, I was like, what are you going to have as a stronger shield than diamonds? But we've already seen Tabata and his crazy magic ideas, so he's probably got something absurd that it's going to be some crazy overpowered ability, something that it would have to keep up at least to Jack's sword that adapts to what it cuts into. Which so looking forward to see how that's going to be. I mean, I'm excited for a lot of the matchups. They all seem really interesting, but that Marileona and Vito one is going to be crazy because Vito is also one of my favorites. He's up there. He's definitely, I'd say, the top five, probably number four. And Zora, Yami, Asta, and then probably Vito. And he's up against he's up against my number one girl in the series. And not only that, it's just their conflicting fighting styles and magics is going to make that fight so intense. And I look forward to that. But anyway, I don't want to ramble on too much. Drop a comment below how you feel about this chapter, if you're excited for it, and what you want to see come forth. I'm still worried of how exactly, like, if they beat some of these followers of Saphira, it's fine. It's the upper three that I worry about. Just the overpowered combination of Raya, the crazy speed of Patriot, and then just licked as a person himself. It just seems way powerful, way too much for any of these guys that they can really deal with. But anyway, like I said, drop a comment below on what you think about this chapter, and if I can get you to thumbs up and like the video and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe from where I do Black Clover every week. It's one of my favorite series, and if I could, get you to check out my channel for other videos, see if there's anything else that I review that you might be interested in listening to. But other than that, thank you everyone who's already subscribed, and thank you all for listening. Bye.